Good morning and welcome to Metro Hall. Public safety here in Louisville is our #1 priority. It's essential to everything that we do as a city. We can't accomplish any of our other goals as individuals, as families, as a community without having a safe city. So our goal is to ensure that every resident in our community, in every corner of our city, feels safe and is safe in every neighborhood. And to make that a reality in every neighborhood, it requires a strong partnership between the people of Louisville and those who are sworn to serve and protect them. And strong partnerships are built on trust. That requires people to know each other, to get to know one another, to talk and listen to one another. Chief Humphrey and his colleagues at LMPD are working hard to strengthen that trust in so many ways every day. Through engagements like the Police Activities League, through conversations they have with people in neighborhoods across our entire community, and so much more. They know that building trust requires listening and respecting the experiences and perspectives of people all across our city. It also requires people all across our city to listen, respect, and understand the perspectives and experiences of our police officers, who are also members of our community. And as a community, it's essential that we acknowledge the work our officers do to preserve our safety at the expense of their own. And sometimes they pay the price. There's a law enforcement memorial just across the street at Jefferson Square Park. It bears the names of those who have died in the line of duty, serving us in our city throughout our history. We honor them in a ceremony every year in May, and there are also other ceremonies throughout the year recognizing individuals who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Today, we want to acknowledge 4 heroes in our community, 4 living heroes, and acknowledge them for the service and the sacrifice, because each one of them has been shot in the line of duty. Thankfully, all 4 of these great men survived. But they survived at a meaningful cost to themselves, to their families, and to their fellow officers. Their stories are important to be told, to be known by the community, so we can thank them for their service and their colleagues who each serve us every day. Since my administration as mayor began over 2 years ago, 4 Louisville Metro Police officers have been shot while serving our city. All 4 of them are here with us today. Officers Nicholas Wilt, Brandon Haley, Laxman Acharya, and Brendan Kerner. Each of these officers sustained different injuries to themselves, and each one is going through their own individual process of recovery. And just the physical portion of that recovery ranges from weeks to months to years. The common thread is that they all came closer to dying than any one of them, their families, their friends, or any one of us in our city would have wanted. And what's so inspiring is that for each one of them, after all of these challenging experiences, all of the work that they've done to heal themselves physically and mentally, they are all still so committed to our city. Most recently, Officers Kerner and Acharya were shot in the same incident last November. Officer Acharya sustained a bullet wound in his leg. I remember seeing Officer Acharya in the hospital the night he was shot, and I remember him desperately wanting to catch a flight the next morning to see his girlfriend out of state. Fortunately, they were able to see each other. Was it the next day? Yes. The very next day, although she came to visit here in Louisville. And Officer Acharya has told us that thanks to the great work of doctors and therapists, he was able to return to regular duty in just 4 weeks after being shot. Thank you so much, Officer Acharya, for your continued commitment and service to our city. Officer Kerner is working through physical therapy to deal with a bullet wound to his hand from that same incident. He just had a procedure to remove the pins from his hand last week, and his recovery continues. He hopes to complete physical therapy soon, and we're excited and we look forward to having you back in duty as soon as possible. We should also mention that Officer Kerner is a new father. Congratulations on becoming a dad as well, and we're so thankful for your service. Officer Haley was shot during a traffic stop in September of 2023. He suffered serious injuries to his lungs, diaphragm, and liver. He's undergone about a dozen surgeries since that incident. And his wife, Allison, who's here with us today, has stepped into the demanding work of being a full-time caregiver for Officer Haley and their family. This incident impacted not just them, but also their children who have had to adjust to changes in their family's life with their father's injury and his recovery process. But fortunately, he has a family that is 100% behind him, as are all of us, cheering him on to the challenges of recovery. And Officer Haley is embracing the challenges of recovery, of the hard work it takes, of making progress, and looking forward to the day that he can return to serving our city. Officer Haley, thank you so much for your heroism, your service to our city, and the strength during your recovery. We are so pleased that you are with us here today. And finally, Officer Nick Wilt. Officer Wilt's story is one that has been shared around the world. In April of 2023, Officer Wilt and his training officer responded to an emergency call that we all are very familiar with at Old National Bank. People might forget, but Officer Wilt was a brand new officer, and he was facing some of the most terrifying and dangerous situations that any officer can face. Some officers, the chief and others with plenty of experience have shared with me, go through an entire career and don't face an experience like that Officer Wilt and his colleagues faced that day at Old National Bank. Yet he and his colleagues responded with courage and commitment. The courage and commitment that we hope to see from every officer. He prioritized other people's safety over his own. And to think that he had just taken the oath of office 10 days before that day at Old National Bank. Officer Wilt sustained a bullet wound to the head that nearly killed him. An incredible work with the team at U of L Hospital, some of whom are here with us here today, helped him survive and began that long road to recovery that he is still on. Nearly 2 years later, his recovery, his positive attitude is absolutely amazing. His doctors are amazed. I think his family is amazed. So many of us in the community and who have got to know him over the years are amazed, but we're not surprised. We're not surprised because Officer Wilt's strength, inner strength, and commitment to himself, to his family, and to our city. Officer Wilt, thank you so much for the heroism on that day in April and for your continued strength every day that you have during your recovery process and your willingness to engage with the community. You and your 3 other colleagues here are amazing Louisville heroes, and we thank each one of you so much for your service. To tell us a little bit more about Officer Wilt's journey, I'd like to introduce his brother, Zach Wilt, who's here with his other brother and his mother here today as well. Zach, please come and join us and share a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. First, I want to thank the Mayor Greenberg, Louisville Metro Police Department, Chief of Police Paul Humphrey, and the Louisville Metro Police Foundation. There she is. This opportunity to honor the officers that have been injured today. My name is Zach Wilt, and back in April 2023, my twin brother, Officer Nick Wilt, was critically injured during an active shooter. which has changed many lives forever. It has reminded us how dangerous and unpredictable life can be, and just it focuses the courage on the bravery that everyone who puts a badge on and still goes out there. For Nick, his journey has been recovery for our entire family. Nick's continued healing and his progress is nothing short of a miracle. He walked all the way from the parking lot all the way up here, which was not going to happen this time last year. He's eager to move, get up and move. He loves exercising. Even the therapist tell him to slow down, and he's not listening. He's up every single morning before 8 a.m., even on the weekends. His love for life, his laughter, his ability to find light in any situation has inspired us all. And our mindset for our family is clear, that we get to heal and live alongside Nick. To this day, we still experience the support of the community from the foundation, and we could not be more thankful. As a reminder of the officers who are injured in the line of duty is also the importance of standing together and supporting each other. These men and women who put their lives on the line every day don't only deserve our respect, but also our support. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Zach. I should add that Zach was an LMPD recruit at the time of the incident as well, and we thank you for your service to the city. Your service to your family and the city continues in a new way than I think you expected back then, but thank you so much as well. I just want to say one more time, thanks to Officers Haley, Acharya, Kerner, and Wilt, and to each of your families. What you all are doing means so much to our city. Joining LMPD, and then even after such challenging incidents, continuing to be a part of our community's family. You all are inspirations to us all, and we are fortunate to have you as part of our LMPD and Louisville Metro government family. Thank you all so much. I also want to say a special thanks to the doctors, the healthcare heroes, the nurses, the physical therapists, the mental health professionals, and so many others who have worked with each of these officers and other officers that are injured in the line of duty, whether they're police officers, firefighters, or others that are injured. We are fortunate to have such great healthcare professionals in our community to help our first responders heal and stay physically and mentally healthy so they can continue to do the incredibly important service that they do for our city. One way that we're supporting that through Louisville Metro government is by working in partnership with the Louisville Metro Police Foundation and other partners to establish the Summit Wellness Center. This facility has been an incredible success. It's a national model for officer wellness. We are so fortunate to have Rebecca Grignon-Reeker leading the Metro Police Foundation to partner with LMPD, with all of us in the private sector and at Louisville Metro government to make that project a reality. Thank you for your continued leadership, Rebecca. And to talk a little bit more about this project, it's way more than just a building. I'd like to introduce Major Brian Edlin from LMPD. Major Edlin.
Good morning, everybody. As the mayor said, I'm Brian Edlin. I'm the major currently overseeing LMPD's 1st Division here downtown where we sit now. I want to thank the mayor, your kind words and your steadfast support for all the officers and their families. It's a privilege to be here today with these 4 officers here up on stage. Every officer who puts on the uniform and accepts an incredible responsibility to protect and serve the people of this community, often at the great personal risk of their own. It's a responsibility to put others' safety and well-being ahead of their own, and even in the face of unimaginable danger, make it out. The sacrifices made by these brave officers standing here today remind us of the weight of that duty and the courage it demands. At LMPD, we know we cannot fully eliminate the risk of the job. What we can do is ensure that our officers are supported in every single way possible. And that means providing access to cutting-edge tools, resources, and programs like our nationally recognized health and safety team, which provides TACMED training, tactical medicine training, resulting in many lives in the community saved and some of the lives of our officers here on stage. It also means supporting them beyond the job, with wellness services like those the mayor just mentioned at the Summit Wellness Center, which has become the national model for first responder care. But even with the best training, tools, and resources, we must recognize the resilience, the fight, the grit, and the mindset that these officers had in their day. Those qualities are what carried each of them through the adversity that they encountered and allowed them to survive. When a critical incident occurs, our response does not stop immediately after the danger is over. The entire department rallies behind the injured officers and their families. Programs like those provided by Pro Team Tactical Performance and Shelton Forensic Solutions specialize with physical and mental health support for those in need. And of course, the Louisville Metro Police Foundation and Rebecca Grignon-Reeker also play a critical role in ensuring that our officers and their families have the resources they need to recover and rebuild. The stories we've heard here today highlight what true courage and resilience looks like. Officer Achara's determination to return to duty just weeks after being shot in the leg is inspiring. Officer Kerner's perseverance through recovery reminds us of the strength it takes to heal. Officer Haley's unwavering resolve through the countless surgeries is a testament to the power of family, community support, and his inner strength. And his family, his wife Allison over there, truly amazing. And then of course there's Officer Nicholas Wilt, a rookie who just days into his career faced a situation that many of us can only imagine. His courage under fire and his remarkable recovery are nothing short of remarkable. These stories are why we do what we do, to protect and serve the people of Louisville and to stand behind the brave men and women who answer that call. As a department, we are committed to learning from every incident to improve how we serve, how we prepare, and how we support those who are brave and do it every single day in those responses. To the officers here being recognized, thank you. Thank you for your service, your bravery, and your commitment to this community. We're proud of you.
Before we take any questions for the Chief, Major Edlin, or I, we just want to say I also want to add that it's important to recognize the risks our officers take every day on our behalf. And the fact that these officers, even after they've gone through what they've experienced, are returning to work to continue to serve the people of Louisville. And that's one of the many reasons why I believe it is so important that we as a community continue to support our police officers and other first responders, that we invest in their physical and mental well-being, that we invest in better training and more equipment and resources to support all of our first responders who are serving us. LMPD also studies every incident in which an officer is wounded to see what we can learn to help keep officers and the people of our city even safer. And we're moving forward with the work of reducing violent crime, taking dangerous criminals off the streets, and making the LMPD the most trained, trusted, and transparent police department in America. And the public is part of that work. So we think it's important that the public understand the risk our officers take every single day. You see 4 examples here today, 4 of the heroes of LMPD who have dealt with the most challenging situation you can as officers and are still moving ahead to serve the city of our city, move the citizens of our city. Thank you all so much. We are so appreciative for your service. We will continue to support these officers and all first responders across our city. Thank you all very much, and we're happy to take any questions on this, and then I'd be happy to take questions on other topics as well from the media. No questions? All right. Okay.
Any reaction to now President Donald Trump's multiple executive orders that he issued yesterday, specifically as it relates to ending birthright citizenship or removing the U.S. from the World Health Organization?
Well, we are carefully monitoring all of the executive orders that President Trump issued yesterday and may issue in the coming days or weeks ahead. for things that require us here in Louisville to do anything differently. So far, we're not aware of any executive orders that were issued yesterday that will change our approach to the way that we are running the city on a day-to-day basis, but we will continue to monitor that as well. Any other questions? All right. Thank you all very much. Have a great day. Thank you all.